As Hurricane Ian approached southwest Florida last Wednesday as a Category 4 storm, many meteorologists and longtime residents of that part of Florida had flashbacks to 2004 and another Category 4 hurricane, Charley. And in fact, Ian and Charley followed eerily similar paths. Both developed in the central Caribbean, moved northwestward south of Jamaica, then turned north and tracked across western Cuba. Both made U.S. landfall at almost the same location, near Fort Myers, then tracked northeastward across the peninsula and reemerged briefly in the Atlantic, making a second U.S. landfall in the Carolinas. Although their tracks were similar, Charley was much smaller than Ian, and Ian's area of hurricane-force winds was 2 to 3 times that of Charley's. In fact, near landfall, the eye and eye wall of Charley could easily fit inside the eye of Ian. Here's a close-up of Ian's 25-mile-wide chaotic eye when it was just offshore. For me, this ranks up there as one of the most detailed images of the core of a Category 4 hurricane ever taken from space. The unusual amount of lightning in the eye wall thunderstorms as Ian neared the coast suggests it might have been strengthening right up until landfall. And you'll get no argument from the NOAA hurricane hunters. During one of their last flights into the eye last Wednesday, they reported very turbulent conditions, the plane violently thrown side to side, as well as up and down. Here's some flight level data as they passed through the eye wall. A vertical velocity, this is the speed of the up and down motions. These spikes in the graph indicate air moving up at 20 to 30 miles per hour, rapidly transitioning to air moving down at around 10 miles per hour. That is some serious turbulence. At the ground, the onshore wind south of Ian's center drove a rise in sea level or storm surge that likely approached 15 feet in spots. The before and after images on Fort Myers Beach show almost total destruction in some areas. Parts of the Sanibel Causeway, the only drivable access onto Sanibel Island, were washed away or damaged. Now, in contrast, north of the landfall location, winds blew offshore, pushing water away from the coast. In Tampa Bay, for example, this negative storm surge, sometimes called a blowout tide, dropped water levels 5 to 7 feet in places, exposing the sea floor enough that some folks walked out into the mud. Whereas Charley tracked quickly across Florida, dumping less than 10 inches of rain, Ian's slow movement led to a wide swath of 10-inch plus rains, causing record-breaking river flooding. At Arcadia, Florida, 30 miles from the Gulf, the Peace River crested 3 feet above its previous record set back in 1912 and stayed above that previous record level for 5 days. And those floodwaters eventually drained back to sea. Check out the multiple plumes of sediment last Friday flowing into the coastal waters near where Ian made landfall. Ian now joins Harvey, Irma, Michael, Laura, and Ida to make 6 hurricanes in the last 6 years to make landfall along the U.S. Gulf Coast at Category 4 intensity or higher. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.